Hi and welcome to my Saturday video. I am going to make some tags today, and the reason is I wanted to make something quick and something colorful and fun and something that brings me more into a spring feeling, because when Christmas is over for me it's always like I can't wait until spring is coming and flowers are growing, and that's the reason why I want to have something that is a little bit spring-like or colorful, inspiring in that kind of way. I'm starting out by dipping in my tags into some acrylic paint, and the paints I'm using are the fluid acrylics from Daler-Rowney, and I really like them because of the small tip the bottle has, and the bottles are refillable, and that's the reason why I bought them. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought them because they are quite expensive compared to the bigger bottles. I had a cold before Christmas, and I'm still not, yeah, my voice is still quite bad. And that's the reason why I will not talk very much today. Instead of the fluid acrylics, you can use normal acrylic paint. I would recommend using some transparent ones to get more of a layered look. And you could also use acrylic inks. That will work, I think, maybe even better. But I wanted to play with these paints. I tried to just randomly dip the tags into the paint. I try to leave some white space on them. And the paper that I'm using is some watercolor paper, I believe from Arteza. And I still had it in my stash, and I'm using the back side, so it's very smooth. It's comparable, I would say, to the Canson XL watercolor paper. And by the way, the colors I am using are Phthalo Turquoise, Prussian Blue, and I'm going to use a Payne's Gray as well. As I said in the beginning, I don't want to cover everything, and here I have not much of a white space left, so I probably will not add much to this tag. Now I'm going in with the Payne's Gray and just add a little bit to the tags to bring in a bigger tonal range and some more contrast against the white space. And here you can see all the tag backgrounds. What I wanted to add is some white splatters, and I'm doing this whilst some of the paints are still wet. I don't mind if something will bleed. I just add some white acrylic ink to the tags. You can also use white acrylic paint and thin it down with a little bit of water. You can also make some marks with the white paint or ink onto your tags if you want to. I let these tags dry completely, and in the meantime I have prepared some collage pieces from jelly prints and other leftover paint papers, and I cut some rabbits, and I really like how these negative shapes are looking. And what I'm doing now, I will arrange all these paper scraps I have laid on my desk and see what I like and what I don't like. It's just some kind of experimenting. I also cut some little birds. I did this with my die cutting machine, and the birds are so cute, but I will not end up using them because they just don't find a place on my tags. And this is where I am experimenting. I am not sure if I should speed up this process a little bit, so the video does not get too long. And I decided to speed this part up because I will not glue them down at this stage, the pieces. I just experiment and arrange and see what I like and what I don't like. And then I will put the pieces away again and do some more texture on my tags before I then will glue all the paper pieces down. So I thought this step might be good to speed up because it takes a while until I'm happy with the layout. I removed all the pieces from my tags and just laid them to the top, all a little bit arranged so that later that I know how I want to glue them down. And now I'm going to make some more stamping on the background to bring in texture. And I'm using stamps from our Mix It Up, not Mix It Up, Mixed Media Marks, I believe, and from the Pencil Marks #1. And I just do some random stamping in areas where I think it might look good. And so I have some interest peeking through or peeking up underneath my collage. I'm using mainly black ink to stamp the images just with the next one. I am searching for my teal blue StazOn ink, and just that the image will blend a bit more into the turquoisey background. That's it with stamping. I'm now going to adhere my paper pieces. I will keep this in real time, so in case you are playing along, you can just easily play along because I also need some time to arrange everything again. And if it's too slow for you, you can always use that little gear in the YouTube settings and speed up the video. By the way, as always, I'm using a Tombow glue stick to adhere my papers, and I really like that you have some time to remove stuff until it dries, so I can just add some glue onto the pieces and then lift them up and put something underneath if I want to. I always try to incorporate the birds because I love them so much, but I just could not make them fit onto my tags. I wanted to add some stamping on top of these collage pieces with that stitching border from the Mixed Media Marks #1 that just gives it more of a grungy look, and I really like the stitching. Of course, you can use your sewing machine. I just feel that sewing through all those thick pieces of paper is quite difficult, especially when you're using glue. And I also am always a bit too lazy to pull out my sewing machine, so I really prefer the stamps instead. I couldn't make the bird fit, but I think that little rabbit looks gorgeous underneath that flower, and it looks as if he would smell the flowers, and I really like that. So I decided to adhere to my tag. I'm done with my tags. I will give them some words. I will do this off camera, and here I still try to fit in one of the birds, but it's just not. It doesn't match. Yeah, I will leave you with some photos of the finished tags, and I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I wish you a wonderful, healthy, and happy New Year, and we will hopefully see us or hear us next Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.